Please note that. Please note, if you go through the please note, and stands for multiplication or intersection. Further, after the introduction of set theory, understand it, wherever you get and, instead of and, you have to write into multiplication, and instead of into you'll have to use intersection, or intersection can be written as into multiplication and into can be written as the and. So there is no difference between these three in permutations and combinations. Understand, whenever you come across and in the problems, multiply or use intersection. Whenever you get intersection, use into, that is multiplication. Similarly, if you have R here, if you see that R stands for addition. Addition means, plus, and that plus, after the introduction of set theory, and that you will be learning the probability based on these permutations and combinations. In the probability, this union will be converted as addition, plus this plus is nothing but R. So no confusion while solving the problems where to use multiplication and where to use addition, simply based on this. So and into intersection, R plus union. This is a very important point to be noted while working out the problems. Okay, so now today what we do to get more confidence in working out the problems, first of all, we will learn the basic problems that can be solved only on the basis of principle of counting. So how do you analyze the problem? Mainly in solving the problems of permutations and combination, and further in probability also, the approach in solving the problem is very, very important. So here also, whenever a problem is given, your approach in solving the problem should always be like this. You will feel the problem easy when you separate the operations. And separate the operations means what we did in the previous examples, we have separated the operations. What are the operations there? In case of tickets, what we did, we applied our general knowledge. What is the general knowledge? General thinking. Everybody knows that when you go to a railway station, you will take a ticket. On the ticket, you must know, you all know that you will find only 2 stations on the ticket printed. So how do you proceed? We have considered the 2 places there, 2 blank places. That is the approach. That's very important. So in these blank places, then we will think. How do we think? How this blank place can be filled? How many stations are given in the previous example? 18 stations are given. That is why we filled it 18, and the remaining in 17. Then why not 18? Then it is also common sense. What is a common sense? We never take a ticket from Hyderabad to Hyderabad, or Nagpur to Nagpur, or Delhi to Delhi. We never take. That is why it should not be repeated. So that station which is filled already in the first blank place should be eliminated here. First operation, second operation. We have split the operations like that. Similarly, in case of the trousers, shirts and blazers also, we have separated the operations. So whenever you solve any problem that is when you are solving any problem related to permutations and combinations, or further in probability also, first of all, separate the operations and then proceed to principle of counting, or whatever the permutation or combination further we are learning, you apply them. Okay, now let us see some basic simple problems based on this principle of counting. Okay, now the first question here, you can see, find the total number of 8-digit numbers that can be formed. Very simple question. Nothing is given. A single sentence, you can say, find the total number of 8-digit numbers that can be formed. Then what must be your thinking? 8-digit number means it will contain always 8 blank places. 8 places will always be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now in these places, the digits will be present. You know that. It is ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000 place, and so on like that. Okay, and digits will be present in this one. Now what the question is, here you need the total number of 8-digit numbers that can be formed. So what are the digits we have in our hand? Nothing is mentioned in the question. So you have to take all the digits that we know. What are the digits we know? It is 0 to 9. How many are there from 0 to 9? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 digits are there in our hand now. Now these 10 digits only to be used to fill these places. It's common sense. You can understand that. So in that case, the common thinking must be like this. This blank place can be filled in 10 different ways if I say. Then immediately you must object. Why? Sir, in the question it is given that we need an 8-digit number in these 10 digits. If I fill 0, then it will not be 8-digit number, but it will become a 7-digit number. Absolutely right. So your thinking must start there. So 0 should not be filled here, because if you fill 0, what happens? That will become a 7-digit number. So 10 digits should not be filled. Then in such a case, 0 should be avoided. So I will fill it only in 9 different ways. 9 different ways. By avoiding 0. I'll avoid 0 here. That is why I put an into mark here for a better understanding that 0 is avoided in this case. Now, coming to the second place, there is no objection at all. You can write 0 here. So how many digits are there in your hand? There are 10 digits. Here also 10 digits. Here also 10 digits. Here also 10. Here also 10. Here also 10. Here also 10. Then you will be thinking in this way. You may be thinking in this way also. Like, sir, when one digit is already occupied, why are you using that digit here? Nothing is mentioned in the question, I say. Nothing is mentioned. If you are asked to find out a 8-digit number that contains different digits, then you have to fill like that. But nothing is mentioned here. We need 8-digit numbers. So that is why repetition is also allowed. That's what I mean to say here. And if the same question is, I'll alter that question and I'll discuss with you now. But before that, let us finish up this first. So because 0 is not allowed in the first blank place, if you fill 0 here, it will become a 7-digit number, but not an 8-digit number. That is why that is avoided, and only 9 chances are there. The first operation can be performed in only 9 different ways. Second, 10 different ways. Third, 10 different ways. Fourth, also 10 different ways. All these operations, one after the other, or simultaneously. All these operations, one after the other, or simultaneously, can be performed in how many different ways? 9 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. So, the number of 8-digit numbers that can be formed or that are present is nothing but 9 into 10 power 7. These many 8-digit numbers will be there. So you can see the answer also, that is 9 into 10 to the power 7. So that is the answer. So let us not limit ourselves to this one only. Now let us discuss. Let us discuss among all these 8-digit numbers, how many are even numbers and how many are odd numbers? How many are even numbers and how many are odd numbers? Let us see that. Then you are the better judge to decide that how many even numbers will be there, how many odd numbers will be there. If I write 0 to 9 digits. 0 to 9 digits. Then among this, how many are even, how many are odd? You know that. This is even. That is 5 digits are even and 5 digits are odd. That means all these digits, you can understand, they are equal in number, 5 even, 5 odd. Then what I'll do like this. What I need now, number of even numbers. Above. Number of even numbers above. We need that. So what I'm doing, first I'll fit 0 here. I'm avoiding this because my even number or odd number depends on this place. If this place contains a number which is divisible by 2, then you can say that it is an even number. So I can fill this place either with 0 or with 2 or with 4 or with 6 or with 8. Understand it please carefully. Then what happens? If you need the number of even numbers in this case, then this blank place should be filled only with any one of these 5, but not 10. If you fill it with 10, then what happens? The total number of 8-digit numbers you will get, but I need only number of even numbers. That is why I am filling it with only 5 different ways. The number of even numbers will be, then in this case will be, what happens? It is 9 into 5, 45. And how many tens are remaining now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens are remaining. So 45 into 10 power 6. Understand? So the number of even numbers in this case are 45 into 10 power 6. Similarly, number of odd numbers also same. It will be equal. Understand that. It will be equal. If you add 45 into 10 power 6 and again 45 into 10 power 6, you will be getting this. So half of them are even, half of them are odd. Just I want to tell you how that principle of counting can be used in this case. You understand it. So that changes according to the need. Here you need an even number, that is why it is filled with 5 ways, and if you need an odd number also, it should be filled with 5 ways. And you will be getting some questions like this: what should be the how many numbers will be there, whose sum is even, the digits that are present in these places, if you add the digits, the sum should be even and the sum should be odd. Then in that case also the same answer. Think of it. How is it? Think of it. You can understand easily based on this. Okay.